FC is hard as hell. United, Tottenham, Arsenal. Watch my lips, and I will spell. Cause they don't just play, but they can rap as well. Liverpool FC.
Welcome to another episode of the Anfield South podcast. It's me, your boy Slim, present as always. I'm saying today to my left, we got Chris with us.
Yeah, back again. Yeah, very good. Happy to be back, you know.
Alright. And listen, this guy's almost becoming as regular as me, boy. Yeah, me. My man, Lee, AKA Bajan Bruce. Oh, you Bruce Lee today? Who are you?
Nah, I'm Bajan Bruce.
The
joke man's back in the building now. I happy again.
Yeah, because last week you were Bruce Lee, bro, because you were throwing out some
Hey, I
licks,
was
bro.
coming to fight these Arsenal
fire.
fans off. Yo.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we're back again for another episode, man, and let's get to it, man, because we got a lot to cram into this hour. Let's quickly go back to the Chelsea game in the FA Cup. What round is it? I forget because
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, whatever round it was, final score, Chelsea beat us 2-0 down at the Bridge. It was a much changed side. I think Lallana came in.
Williams. Yeah.
Williams came in. Who else came in?
Adrian
played. Minamino, yeah, that's right.
Origi started as well.
Origi. Who played that in the centre back? Was he played at centre back?
Gomez and Van Dijk.
Yeah, Gomez and Van Dijk. It was the usual. Yeah, after Lovren's horror show against Watford. Yeah. Basically, it was a bit of another shit show again. Do you know what? No. That's harsh.
Yeah.
We played okay.
Yep.
But
So.
I just felt we were never going to score. Even like in a month of Sundays, we weren't going to score.
Yeah. No.
And I think Chelsea's goals just came at the right time for them.
It.
I mean, we were all over them before the first goal went in.
We could have. I mean, I think Kepa had to make their saves before they scored, right?
Yeah.
Free back to back.
No, that was
was that after?
But there was a save before that.
It was Mane. It was Mane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Mane.
Yeah. But I won't say a special mention, but I'd like to shine a spotlight on Fabinho because I think he was quite. He played in that game, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
And
he did. Yeah.
He's quite poor.
He was
in that midfield. Yeah. I mean, what's going on with Fabs?
It's hard for him. At the moment, I think it's quite tricky because when he's come back in, I remember speaking before about the way everyone was playing. People were coming in, and when they were coming in to do the job, they were doing the job well. But at the moment, since he's come back from that, being out from that little stint, it's been like he's not there, and then he's like hitting it again, and then he's not there again. So it's like he's just trying to get that groove back, like at the minute. I expected this, we will be touching on this definitely throughout the pod in the way certain players have been playing when they've been called on to perform again. But I'm not really I'm not too worried with the performances because I will keep saying this. I expect dips, and I actually feel, I don't know about you lot, I didn't feel that we kind of played within ourselves. Like, you know, in that game, there was a bit, I don't care what they say, a bit of their minds on this, we want to win this league. So they're thinking about the next game, which is Bournemouth. And they're also thinking about the Atletico
I
game.
think so.
That game is not really there. And if we got the chances and we took them and we won, then great. I don't think they really, that desire,
wasn't there.
do you understand what I'm saying? That's how I felt like, innit? But as a fan, the fans are like, great, if we win another trophy, it's great, but tell me, can you remember who won the FA Cup last season?
You know what?
Come on, there's only one team doing it, but we don't talk about him here.
Do you know what? Yeah, until you said that,
And now you remember
it slipped my memory. But
I'll be real.
in general, you never really remember who wins the FA Cup because it's only if your team win it do you big it up. If you don't, it's just irrelevant to you, isn't it?
saying.
And I think you only remember it City as well because they did a
All
treble.
of them,
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If it's not a special way, like if you don't do a treble or a double or something like that, then you don't really. You know what I mean, the year before that, who won it?
Good question.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it pales into significance. So I think you're right. I don't think the fans were bothered, but as a Liverpool fan, you never want to lose, and you always want to see a good performance, regardless. And I feel like we got a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
Fair.
Chris, I wanted to ask you quickly about Takumi Minamino. Kind of, it was underwhelming for me. What was your verdict on this?
I think I'd have to agree with you to a point. Just touching on Fabs a bit, I think with him, he needs a run of games to get back to that point of being able to anticipate and break up play and so on and so forth. I think Minamino needs a run of games, but where we are, I don't think he's going to get it. So I don't think we'll see the best of him until next year or next season.
Fair enough. I'm not, even though I'm saying that I want to see more from him, I'm not displeased in the sense that, like you said, he needs a run of games. He's not going to get it, so we have to give him a bit more time. Do you know what I mean? He's been there, half the season, not even half the season.
That's it, a couple of months. So.
Yeah. But overall, a disappointing result for us in the FA Cup, because like I said, no Liverpool fan ever wants to lose a game.
Nope.
But in the grand scheme of things, are we bothered?
No.
Meh. If you feel you're bothered, you know what I'm saying? There's the socials. You know what I mean?
That's
Hit
it.
in the comments, you know what I mean? Let us know how you feel. But us three here, water for ducks back. Okay, well, cool. Let's move on to today's game then, innit? Liverpool, Bournemouth. And after the defeat to Watford, I think...
Don't.
Yo,
Don't.
I can just see your face. You got a lot to say, but after the defeat to Watford, I think everybody wanted to see a reaction.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to see a reaction. I mean, the usual 11 were back in, barring the last minute injury to Adrian, who I think is Alisson. He had a hip problem, if I'm correct in saying. And then I think Robbo picked up a sort of slight knock. So the team was we had Adrian in goal and Milner at left back. But we had all the big guns in and we were looking for a strong reaction. Ox came back in, which was nice to see. And the game started off a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we were in control and
Easy.
what happened?
Do you know what I felt? To be fair, I'm sitting there and it's the first time in I can't tell you how many games I've actually sat there and thought, bloody hell, now I'm really got to concentrate on this screen now and see what's popping here. Innit? Like, normally I can sit there and just go into flight mode and just chill and just see our team do their thing. I think there's a little bit of doubt creeping into some of the players thinking, come on guys, we got to, you know what I mean? You see at the beginning, I know you lot must have seen at the beginning of the game where, that comes through giving that, and that's, you know what I like? I remember saying to you lot before, I said before, we didn't have that thing where we challenged for a league before, but having them sort of characters in the team are so important, 100%. Like, innit?
Experience.
You need that. Yeah, you really need that. And so going back to the way the game started, it's a bit shaky. Guys ain't the final third, because these are happy to say, have the ball. Yeah. We're just going to set up and just block everything out. We're going to...
Don't you think? No, it's cool.
Go on.
But don't you think this? While you're saying they're happy for us to have the ball. Don't you think we have the ball at the back too long? Too long.
It's too slow. It needed to. Obviously, I think we moved into that kind of phase in the second half, but certainly the first half we had a lot of the ball, so maybe we got a false sense of comfort, and then we got hit, and then you're thinking we're still doing the same thing. Now we're behind. We needed to move it a bit quicker, and obviously, I guess we'll move to the goals and talk.
Well, let's talk about going behind, because I mean,
oh no, that's never.
But surely VAR has got to intervene in that, haven't they?
Surely, it's bad. I
was relaxed. Honestly, I was relaxed. I actually said
they're going to overturn it. Yes, me too.
100%.
Me too. And the thing is, let's just skip to the after that. The after that was bad from us, yeah? I mean, even though we didn't get the decision at the time, the ref didn't blow the whistle, I felt like we could have dealt with the situation.
Yes.
But seriously, like, since when has a push in the back been legal?
It's crazy.
When has that been legal?
It's mad. And I felt from that, was one of the points I had, is I felt from that, the ref kind of lost the game a little bit, because there was times in the game when that actually kept happening. We did it to them, and he just couldn't really give stuff for it at that point, because he'd actually let a goal go for that. Do you know what I mean?
So,
it's ridiculous.
He set the tone.
So now it's all mad. Like,
they were saying that on commentary as well.
It was mad. It was mad. I don't know. The other thing we were talking about, see with the passing though, I can see because what we've done a lot this season, we've been very successful with it, is when we got the ball here, what you do is you entice the team to kind of come out. That's right. Then when they come out, then there's holes, bam, 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 bam. But these guys are like, no, we're not. Now they know, we're going to just stay here. And that's what they're doing, and they're doing it well. So now we have to find a way in which to displace these guys. That's why I think I keep shouting his name. You see, if you have a player like Cooch, it messes these guys up, bruv.
Yeah, but you know what, Lee? Can't keep calling.
I'm not gonna no, but I'm not. I'm saying I'm using him as an example. What I'm saying to you is, for next season, we can't go into next season like this. No way. I don't think we can. I think we need to add.
Do you think as a club that you can only get away with just the one?
What's that?
Just one player of that ilk. I'm not saying him.
Oh
but
yeah, of that,
ilk.
yeah. You can't have more than you have one guy like that can open something up.
It's a lot of pressure for him though. But anyway, yeah.
No, that's cool. No, that's cool. Can I tell you where I think it's going wrong?
Go on.
No Jordan Henderson.
Correct.
That is 100% for me where it's going wrong.
You think so?
Now, anybody that watched the coverage today on the game would have seen Joe Cole's analysis on why we're losing games. Yeah. And so for those of you who haven't watched it and didn't hear it, he basically said that without cutting a long story short, without Henderson being there and driving that that first press that gets everybody going and pressing in the midfield, we are allowing these teams to have time on the ball. And the way we play with our high line, if you allow teams time on the ball to look up, they are going to pick passes. They are going to pick passes over the top because Klopp has set our high line because he trusts that we have the recovery pace to get back in. But we're not necessarily going to need that recovery pace because the midfield presses so much that these teams don't actually have a time to pick their head up. So if you look, they are getting time to pick their head up. If you look today, the goal comes from time in the midfield.
That's right.
Time in the midfield for him to pick that ball up, for Callum Wilson to chase. There should be no ball to chase because that avenue should be switched off. And I feel Henderson has been a really big miss. Now, luckily for us, unlike 13-14 season, we're 20 odd points clear now. Had this race been any closer,
Jittery. Yeah, you're right. And it's interesting you say about the press because the time that we did it, we get 2 goals out of it.
Precisely that.
Get 2 goals out of it.
Precisely that. I was screaming at my TV saying, stop playing the ball round the back.
That's right.
Punch it into someone's feet.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out,
Doesn't matter.
We then press from the top.
5 seconds. That's
we
it.
press from the top, 5 to 10 seconds,
That's
pressing from the top. We force them into mistake, and then we go from there. And all right, fair enough. It wasn't from someone punching the ball into someone's feet, but we pressed from the front, like we know to do. What happens?
That's it.
Mistake.
2 goals, man.
Goal. I just feel like the possession we're having at the back and the lack of the pressure in the midfield from Henderson not being there, it's a lot. It's what's costing us. I don't think a player of that guy's ilk is what's needed right now. In the sense of we can get around it. We don't it'd be good to have. Because that's what Naby Keita was brought in for, someone to thread those balls. But I think we've been fine without it for so long.
This is the point. For me, I'm like, you look at it, and over the course of the season, we've always found a way without that kind of player. So yeah, it'd be nice to have, but it's not for me. The be all and end all of the argument because why have we always been able to find a way? The amount of teams that we've played over because when did he leave us? Last January or sometime.
Yeah, it was January.
We've made Champions League finals. We've played in the new camp. We've played in all these different places, and we've always found a way. So
I think against those sort of teams, we're always going to be okay. But teams like your rough, rugged Prem teams, I think is a bit different. If we come up against teams that come to play in a certain way against, like they want to go toe to toe, they're going to lose. At the moment, currently, with how we've been formed last 2 seasons, if you want to go toe-to-toe to Liverpool like that, you're going to lose. But today, what I would say a great thing was actually going the goal down was good. Because going the goal down actually put a rocket up their arse. I mean, it was like, lads, come on, we can't let this get away from us this time. And that's where your press from Mane's come, or the pass.
Oh,
yeah.
Whoa.
Let's talk about that pass. I mean, didn't you half expect Mane to take it on himself?
No. I was expecting that, though. There. The pass was
the pass was on, but don't you feel like the Mane we saw a few weeks ago, before the bad run of form, takes that on and puts that away?
Yeah, because it's on his right, but for some reason, when he does take the ball away from the defender, he then shifts it to his left and plays the pass with the left, and that's what I found strange. I think, like you just mentioned, had it been a couple of weeks ago, he's stolen it with the right foot, he just bends it top bins, but for some reason, he shifts it, and then when he shifts it, he doesn't play even.
I'm all for the sweaty goal. when we're in this run of form that we're in, this little dip that we're in, I'm all for the sweaty goal. But that pass, that pass,
you're shocking.
Seriously, and listen,
I don't know how he swung it in the end.
Props to Salah.
Yeah. I don't know how he swung it.
You have to give it
because when I was like, our chance is gone.
Yeah,
our chance is gone.
I don't know
But
how.
he digs it out through his Lerma's legs, I think it was, and keeper's unsighted in the corner. I know
And they said on commentary, sorry to cut you, that they think he knew exactly what he was going to do as soon as he picked it up. As soon as
he knew it was behind him, he knew he couldn't hit it.
Yeah.
No. Great finish from Salah, and I think it was good confidence booster for Salah as well to get a goal.
Yeah.
I mean, he loves scoring against Bournemouth, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Do
he
you know what I
gets
mean?
some goals.
70 and 100 now, isn't it? In Premier League.
Yeah, 70 goals in 100. Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Phenomenal. His stats are monsters.
Nasty.
Monstrous.
Nasty. And to think we actually, not we personally, but we sit here and we talk about, he's greedy, or he's this, he's that. Them kind of numbers.
Yeah, the numbers are crazy. We used to love people who have gone by and gone to different clubs. He scored more than them.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
I
he
don't
scored more
think.
than
Do you know what I felt today though was our passing in the final third, and that's what's been killing us. It's not good enough.
It hasn't been levels.
No, I was sitting there. That was one of the things I noted. I was sitting there just thinking, wow, like we're not. That pass, that decisive, that neck. You know, like when you got the ball here at the back, then you get to the middle. Now you're coming into that final third. All right, this guy's got it. Now you're looking for that link up pass. So it might be into someone for someone to shoot, or into someone for someone to lay it onto some. That ball is just not happening. Like,
But then I think Slim kind of alluded to it.
on.
A couple of points, because one, he said that Henderson's not there, right? So that kind of drive, that kind of, momentum. Momentum is not kind of there. And the person who is the link, who is the system, I think he's trying too hard. I think Bobby. I think every time we play at home, maybe it's not even just playing at home, but I think especially since Henderson's not there, I think he's maybe been told a little bit more to drop deep a little bit or whatever. But that link, for some reason, it's just not firing.
So you mentioned Firmino. And he looked a little today like he was struggling. Like his touch wasn't
Just a little bit.
and his passing was a little bit. Is that what you put it down to?
Yeah, I think it's
Henderson.
Henderson.
Extra responsibility.
Possibly. I think because if we think about it, he can kind of almost do what he wants because Henderson's there, innit?
Who's our most influential player?
Time's gone by, we would have thrown all different names out, but with the way it's gone, you've got to say it's Henderson, innit?
So if Henderson's not there, who then becomes our most influential player? Do you think Firmino's got that pressure?
I think so. He is that link. He is that another creative hub, right? And he's also the unselfish one that allows the other two to do their thing. And I just think he's working hard. Don't get me wrong. He's not hiding, but for some reason, I think working or trying too hard, trying to force too much. He's not playing with that freedom, I think. And it's not because I think he's, shackled to defend or whatever, but just if you have the assurance that the captain and the driving force is behind you, things flow a little bit more naturally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now I just think everybody's kind of like, we've got to roll up our sleeves a little bit more and so I don't know.
Do you know what I think is the problem? One thing I've noticed with Hendo and what he's done, and again, you know how I felt about Henderson, yeah? But I think what he does, and it's fair to say, is that he rolls his sleeves up and that's what it is. And he takes responsibility. Now, the difference is, I love Wijnaldum for what he can do, but he's not a leader like that.
No. Yeah.
Then you look at Fabs, and it's the same thing. I mean, you look at, then it's Ox. Ox actually in the second half, from what I clocked, I'd say the first 3-4 minutes, Ox was just trying to do a thing. And then what happened is where the team's at, like kind of in where there's the space that they're in, he then falls off again and not doing that. And then it's back to that same thing. Whereas in with Hendo, he's got that kind of,
I rate Ox for today because there were times where he was trying to.
But he did. I'm not taking it away.
I know you're not saying that, and I'm saying I rate him for that. But just to touch on what you're saying, I felt like Ox was trying to press, make things happen, looking around, and nothing was coming with him. It was just him. So that's when your point comes in, where you feel like he just falls back into the same pattern as everybody else.
That's what happens.
Which is understandable. I mean, if you're running and you're looking around and you're the only one doing it, you're like, well, what the hell?
But then that's what comes with the title. Then when Henderson's running around, he's got that armband on and he's screaming at someone, "Where the hell are you? You need to get." Then it gets up them guys' asses. But what you've got is you've got 3 guys doing their own jobs, but there's no unison in what they're actually doing. That's what it is, innit? So that's what I give him, like that. I don't think I see what Hendo does in a game, but I still don't think he's missing. We're missing him, but it's not. I think we're missing that whole. I'm all about being an attacking player. I'm all about that attack, innit?
Yeah.
I'm all about that attack, and I'm always about having that, because we banged on doors. I see what you guys were saying. We've played teams this season, and all we've kept doing, as Slim said, is plan A ain't working, go harder with plan A, and we've done that. But you're gonna get games when the team's gonna, like Atletico. I can't tell you how mad that game is gonna be like for us, like and trying to batter that battering ram down, using the battering ram to knock the door down. It might not actually work. You need someone to kind of unlock it, like. Who's going to do that? If it needs doing, who's going to do that?
I just don't think... I'm just not sure a team like Atletico are going to be unlocked. But you know what? I'm not going to... We're going to do the Atletico game. So I'll say what I need to say on the Atletico game.
That's fine.
A little bit later down. But Henderson is definitely the key factor. And I don't want people to think it's just him barking all the day. We need someone to bark. Him as a player, no one could do what Henderson does, and I think without him there is why we're suffering. And like I said, to mention all the things that I said about the attack and the press from the midfield and players being able to look up, it's so key, it's so important. But I did ask for the front three to be a bit more deadlier today, in their finishing, and I think I kind of got my wish, because I mean, Mane scores the second goal, comes from again. It wasn't really a pressing midfield. I think Bournemouth got a little bit cocky with it in the midfield, and they started a couple of flicks and stuff. And then it was an interception for Van Dijk, and Mane's he's just clear. He's through. He's in on goal, man, and he does what he does.
That would do him the world of good.
Yeah,
doing the world of good.
Sometimes you just need that goal just to say, you know what, I'm still a G, innit? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I think that thingy lad today was all about trying to just get a player sent off for us as well. You know that Lerma guy.
That
really?
one.
He was. I don't know if you watched it in that kind of thing, but the way I was watching him, he was trying to get guys to get bookings. Yeah. Like he was constantly at it. There was one stage when he actually catch. I can't remember who caught. He made it like they caught him, but actually when they show you in the replay,
that was Mane.
Yeah, he more caught my man, innit?
Yes, I remember. And he was rolling around the foot like,
but that's what he's trying to do, innit? It's like the whole game. But I like the fact that we just got on with it. Pretty much when VAR's gone against us this season, we've just dug in and that's what I wanted, along with one of the other lads from the group. I wanted us to go in there and smash them 3-0 and then be comfortable. Yeah. But you know what? We won 2-1, but they showed me today we went a goal down again. But with this time, you know what I mean? Bang! That's what you need. That's what's needed. And the next game, you want to do the same again.
It felt like we just at 2-1, even coming out in the second half, like we just controlled the game.
Yes.
We were just happy and content to control the game. I mean, Bournemouth had a couple of chances.
There was one, big one,
huge
at the end. But before that, there was clearance.
Not the goal.
It wasn't really a chance, but there was a cross that came in that Adrian came for, and he tried to punch it.
Yeah.
Ake actually gets the header, but the header goes nowhere. Now, Adrian coming in goal after the Chelsea game and after doing the clanger, which we didn't really talk about. I mean, he makes a great save in the Chelsea game first from Willian.
Strong hand,
And then Willian has another shot, and he just, I don't know what he does. Do you think Adrian felt the nerves having to go in goal again? Because it was a bit of a late call for him to go in goal in terms of...
True.
Like, he wasn't preparing to start. You know what I mean? Alisson's injury came in training like a few days before the game, like a couple of days before the game. So do you think he brought nerves into it?
If we're being honest, he did make a mistake in the Chelsea game, but he made... he went from the sublime to the ridiculous. Let's be honest. But then I think he made a save later on in the Chelsea game that went against the bar and all those kind of...
Yeah.
Listen, he's just a standard goalkeeper. He's not part of the elite, right? So if we're talking about him having to cover for, again, 2 or 3 games, for me, I think I'm comfortable with it. Today, did I think he made any mistakes? He came for a couple of crosses. He could have caught them. He just decided to punch them. They weren't. That's what standard goalkeepers do. You know what I mean? He's not elite.
The elite goalkeepers will catch things that are not meant to be caught.
That's it.
But then he does one Superman punch. And always sets up a counter attack.
So you have to take the rough with the smooth. So
I think going back to it again, it's when he was called upon very early in the season. I don't think he would have been expecting to have got called in after the Norwich game. He came in, did a fantastic job. Yeah. I think I even remember myself and you even saying Alisson coming straight back in the team. I think he has to earn it. I think he did.
I think it wasn't a given.
But I felt he did well enough at that point. Yeah. Now he's been out of goal for so long. How many clean sheets later for Alisson? It's very hard for a goalkeeper, especially a goalkeeper. Like player-wise, you can kind of get into things as a keeper to get yourself into match situations where sometimes the defence is keeping a team out for 70, 80 minutes, and then all of a sudden you're called upon 3 times in a short space. It's very difficult. Yeah. And at the minute, he looks a little bit jittery. Like when the ball's coming at him, even the way when you parry it a certain way, but he don't look like he's parrying it with conviction. That's what it is for me personally.
Do you think he's infecting do you think he infected the team a little bit today?
Yeah, I do. I think you know what it is with our keeper, as in Alisson. Alisson is a bit like your Neuers and stuff that are kind of your sweeper keeper. So these guys will clear up stuff that comes. So if it goes over, say, Gomez and Van Dijk,
they have a great starting position.
They already know that this guy, if he reads that, there's an area that he's going to cover, that he's going to go, this is Alisson, boom. These guys in the back of their mind are thinking, has he got it? Will he come? There was in a part in the game I even remember Gomez shouting, come and he's whacked it into Rose and whatever. But that's what it is. But again, that's going to come with games. And I don't think Alisson could be back. Maybe say Alisson's back after the Atletico game again. You're back on the bench again. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So it's a very short period of time. You're asking someone as a goalkeeper to do a job, innit? So I don't know if that actually answers anything to what you're not saying, but I think I'm nervous with him in goal. But at the end of the day, I just think you got
to you understand it.
That's more what it is.
I think that's a really good way for you to look at it, and that's a great analysis of a goalkeeper coming off the bench after being out for so long. And I think as a number 2, Adrian's more than capable. Even though he might be a bit nervous at times, like you just said, you understand it, and I think I accept it. I accept it because there's worse number 2s you could have.
Oh God,
you could have Bravo or one of them man there, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
Listen, we've had our fair share.
Well, exactly. We had Mignolet, we had Carriers. You know what I'm saying?
And they were taking it in turns.
Who's going to be the clown today? The biggest clown. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Mad thing.
Jesus.
Mad thing. Another thing I want to talk about in today's game is the atmosphere, man. What is going on at Anfield lately?
Well, we heard the Salah song for once. I just think it's the time of day. I think it's the time of day.
Seriously?
I just think
people still in bed.
Well, they're not awake. Put it that way. They're not awake.
Do you know what I think it is? I think, I'll be honest, because it reflected my mood. I'm sat there and I'm actually singing along at the beginning of the game.
Same.
The goal goes in and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I know this ain't the end of the game. It's too early. They've actually probably scored too early. But as a long-suffering Liverpool fan in certain ways when it comes to the league, we are far ahead, but we're almost like a kind of a domestic thing victim here, where we've been slapped so many times. A man's coming to just give you a hug and you know what I mean? It's like, no, not again. It can't happen again. I'm being honest. I'm being real. I'll be as real as I can, and that's what it is. So I think the fans are sitting there thinking, oh man, we just want to get over the line. When we get over the line, because we will get over the line, when we get over the line, I'll tell you what,
it's going to be a collective.
Oh, yes. And we are going to sing our lives out. And we're going to beat that 100-point mark thing as well. We'll beat that.
And it's interesting you say that because, again, for me, 2 points. When they scored, I thought, Slim says, this is a Jurgen Klopp team. Leave it, second half. We see.
Yeah.
So I was actually all right.
Yeah.
But at the end of the game, you're talking about atmosphere, Klopp fist pumped 2 sides of the ground today.
And
I found that interesting.
That's why I talk about the atmosphere at Anfield, because even at a point in the game, right,
he turns to them.
And he's going, come on. And at that moment, it's like, hey, and then whoosh. And then before that, the goal goes in, and it's like someone just sucked the air out of the stadium, bro. And it was silent. And I think that anxiety transmits to the players, especially when you play for a club like Liverpool, where you know the atmosphere is usually 15 out of 10. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I just feel like, what's happened? We are famous for our atmosphere. We are famous for coming from behind in big games, big fixtures. This, no disrespect, but this is Bournemouth struggling at the bottom of the table. We're at home. A minute that goal goes in, I expect to hear the singing intensify.
That's what I thought. No,
and it just diminished.
Yeah,
and I'm just worried, like, what is going on? Like, is it? But then it could be just like you said. Is that whole? Is it gonna happen again? Are we gonna falter? You know what I mean? Maybe, possibly, but I think it disappointed me because knowing what's coming on Wednesday and how they were in their away leg.
This is the point.
I wanted to see it today. Henderson.
He said it.
Did
Yeah,
he
he
tweet? He tweeted it. Excuse me. Klopp called for it beforehand, and I'm just like, we didn't deliver.
Didn't get it.
We didn't deliver, and it worries me, man.
And that's the shame, because when you think everybody talks about the Barcelona game last season and the atmosphere and whatever, I always think of Olympiacos. Years ago.
Wow,
I
that
was
game.
at that game.
Oh, look at that.
Wow,
Look at
that must have been
Look
mental.
at that.
Listen.
Still gives me goosebumps now.
Wow.
Yeah, that was sick.
And we went behind.
Yeah.
That made
Wow.
things worse.
Yeah.
We could be in the we're not going to, but let's say we was in that same situation and now you got 45 minutes and you got to find 3. They won't stop singing. But for some reason, it's like it's topsy-turvy.
Do you
at
think
the
it's the
moment.
arrogance of us?
mad.
We almost like, hold on a minute, this is not what I paid my money for. I'm supposed to see us winning. Like, do you know that?
Yeah, there's an element of you're here to entertain.
Yeah, like-
there is.
I expect us to be winning. Now we're losing, so I'm gonna be quiet until you show me a goal.
There's an element.
But then in saying that, I think the team old school might have kind of faltered from that, but they didn't. They kept going, and then in the end, obviously we get the win, we get the 2 goals, and then it's kind of even still. I didn't feel even when we went 2-1 up, I didn't feel that the crowd really went too bonkers with it. If you know what I mean, because they were always quite. I think if we had got the 3rd goal, then you would have seen everyone would have relaxed, and then you would have really heard the singing and everything else. But I think Champions League. The midweeks are I've been to many, and they're a whole different ball game.
Yeah, I think you're right. The time we don't like 12:30 kickoff.
No.
I don't like the 12:30 kickoff. The early kickoff is a bit. You know what I mean? I don't like the 12:30 kickoff because now look, like, the whole Saturday's done, innit? Like the thing you waited for on Saturday is gone now. You know what I'm saying?
I was hoping Arsenal got battered today, so I could get
exactly.
out. But we're not going to go there. FTV would have been great.
Yeah. Shouts out to Robbie. Yeah, man. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, as the crowd, I think we need to just stick with the team. Do you know what I mean? It's almost home. Let's just raise it a bit and, you know, stick with the team.
And we might not need them, you know. We might not
You
need
think
them.
these boys might drop points? Who they got?
They got 3 games before.
Yeah, but
and
who they
one
got
of them's
though?
United, one of them's
They
Arsenal.
got United tomorrow.
They got United tomorrow, I think. And
Yeah,
I think they got another game.
Arsenal
That with my
midweek.
dinner.
Yeah, they got a double. Yeah, they got a double game week.
So who's their other? Oh yeah, because they
Is it
missed
Arsenal?
Oh,
they
one's Arsenal,
they
and
missed
I
their
don't know
game
the
because
third.
of the
Yeah.
they missed their game because of their
Because of
cup final.
Carabao. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
it.
Arsenal.
So,
Yeah, well.
Yeah, take time.
well,
innit?
exactly. They
never
struggle.
know,
They
you never
struggle
know.
today as well, man.
Well, congratulations, lads. Actually, with your win today, you've now made survival. So now survived.
You're staying up. There
you go.
Oh, Jesus. Okay then, cool. So today's game back on winning ways. And who's next in the league? Who's next in the league?
Question.
Hold on, whoa.
No, is it
No,
Palace?
no. It's not Palace. It's not Palace.
Come on, because I'm going to get it up.
You have to get it up. It's not
It's the
Palace.
Merseyside derby
Yeah.
away.
Is that the next one?
Yeah,
Tuesday,
the
is it?
next league game.
Wow,
Is it Tuesday?
Yeah, it's a Tuesday. Yeah,
the
next
following
league
week.
game, Everton away coming up. So I think we needed to get our ass in gear in this game.
And that's an evening thing, isn't it?
We're away as well, aren't we?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're not the full ticket. We're not back as good as what we have been, but the win, it brings a bit of confidence in it. Do you know what I mean? So
There's a lot in that for them because obviously our kids beat them, and then obviously we give them a little bit of a spanking as well. So I mean, this time round they'll really
ready.
be at they'll be at it
they'll be
this
ready.
no,
time.
they will, and they're at
They'll be
home.
at
So
it,
it's not going to be an easy game. Not going to be an easy game.
Early
Neymar
goals
will be
is
on the
key.
bench though, will he? Ancelotti. Got seven.
Oh,
yeah,
is that
Does he get 3 matches or one?
is it? I don't know what
That's
he's
the
got for
part I
them.
don't know.
I'm not sure. I remember reading the headline about it, but I didn't read their story, so I'm not sure what.
No, we don't really know the ins and outs, but he obviously said something to the ref, and I think the guy was just looking for fame. Just said,
Oh, to send them over.
It's my moment.
Off.
Get off.
Get it off.
Mad. But either way, it's a derby, so
Yeah,
it's going to
that's
be a
it.
tough. It's going to be a
It'll be
tough
hard.
game, isn't it? It's not going to be a walk in the park, is it? You know what I mean? But like I said, got the 3 points today.
it's
You know, bit confidence. Maybe Hendo will be back for that game. Maybe.
yeah,
Did
they
he
said
make
talking
it?
about maybe Wednesday.
Yeah, they are.
So so therefore, you know what I mean? I feel a lot happier if I see him in the starting lineup.
Don't rush him back if he doesn't.
Nah,
need
yeah,
to.
not in it. No, the fact we're 21 points clear, I think I'm
But
okay
if
with
we
Hendo
can,
taking time.
if we can have him back for Wednesday, because I hear that João Felix is back.
Yeah, João Felix is back and Trippier's back.
João Felix is pretty special.
Let's go. Let's talk about the Champions League game next. So obviously 1-0 down from the first leg, and everybody knows Atletico did a defensive masterclass. If anybody wants, any of you young kids out there watching this will know how to defend, go watch Atletico versus Liverpool, because hats off to them. They defended
100%.
like soldiers, but it should be a different story at Anfield, no?
Yeah, I just want, you know what? I want our midfield to, if our captain's not there, I want our midfield to take some lead, like ownership of this thing and go at it. And I want them all to be at it. If you're at it from the beginning and you set a tone, then that's the tone you set from the beginning to the end of the game. And then whoever comes on replacing you knows that you've set a bar, and they've got to follow that as well. You've got to set a bar, like, innit? If we don't set the bar, then we deserve to go out, like, innit? That's my thing, innit? So that's what I want. I want that. We'll get that if Henderson's in there, because he won't let these guys sleep.
Yeah.
But I want them to, if he's not there, bloody hell, work your asses off, man. That's all I'm asking for.
I totally echo those sentiments, because for me, by the time, if you have to come off, should be blowing.
Yeah, you leave everything out there, man.
Blowing.
Yeah,
because
man. Don't leave nothing.
Yeah, don't leave anything out on the, leave everything out on the pitch.
100%.
That's all I'm asking. And to tell the truth, it's not even the front three or the back four. It's the middle.
100%.
The middle will be the ones dictating. They need to be put under immense pressure. We've done it earlier on this season. Man United, I think that space of the last 5 minutes of the first half, the next 10 minutes of the second half, they couldn't breathe. They couldn't breathe. Tottenham at home, they couldn't breathe. We were all over, and I want that. So even if you have to come off after 55, 60 minutes, the next man has to come with legs. That's why he brought Lallana today. That's fine. But to me, he ain't got the legs for it. He has not got
I disagree with you.
I think he's got the legs.
I disagree with you, yeah.
Okay.
I disagree with you. He's not quick by any means. He's not quick, but he's tenacious.
Yeah.
And he doesn't give up. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think with Lallana, he leads from the front.
Yeah.
So he tries to press from the front. So that's why him running back is not such a thing, because he usually affects the game higher up the pitch in terms of his press. So I don't. I'm not saying I want to see him in the starting lineup.
Can I ask who would your midfield three be if
That's what I'm saying.
Hendo was not?
So you're just taking the words out of my mouth and putting it. It's not even that, but you put it on me. Yeah, now I've got to answer the question that I was going to ask.
Come host.
If Hendo's not in.
Everybody else is available, but Hendo's not.
See, because Milner's back, man. Fabs ain't been playing well, boy, but
Yeah, pressure, man.
I feel it, bruv, and I feel like Ox is that driving force going forward. I'm gonna keep Ox in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Milner in there.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'll go for Fabinho. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So Gini misses out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Gini missing out his legs later on in the game.
Yep.
If it goes right, his legs in later on in the game and we're winning it. If it's going wrong,
and I have no problem with that.
Yeah, you bring Naby on if it's going wrong, or Minamino another attack.
Yeah,
if it's going wrong, you just throw everything at it. Like, fuck it. One of you sit, the rest of you just fuck it up at the top.
That's it.
But I think that's my midfield three.
I think that's not bad for me.
Yeah, no, I agree with that one.
Yeah, is that what you go for as well?
Yeah, the only thing I was gonna say to you, see Lana, mate, he's dead, man. I'm sorry, I've seen him running sometimes, and it looks like if you just had the camera panned in at the top of him, it looks like he's moving somewhere rapid. But when you actually move it out, he's going nowhere fast, bro. He's gone, man.
I did say to you, he's not rapid.
Yeah. No, but I mean, he tries to show his thing and all that, shutting down. But after that, there's nothing. He's gone. Like I seen guys like, for argument's sake, mine might be like boom, boom. Even Firmino, but then you still see them able to get back here. And then after you see them trying to get the breaths in, but he's dead from shutting down the first.
But you know what?
From the front, then
I don't mind that.
You just want him to leave
because he can win the ball there and then pass it on. Do you see what I'm saying? Huh?
Cruyff turner.
Yeah. No. That's. I'm not saying he does it all the time, but that's my thought process. Like, okay, expel your energy running around there. Cool. Give the ball to someone else. And then you sit if you have to. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that.
Because for me, the substitutes will all be in the middle On Wednesday, they'll all be in the middle.
Yeah.
There's an argument maybe if we were chasing that one of the front three or whatever, but I think it will all be in the middle because them men are going to be running.
Yeah.
They're going to have to try and go beyond. They're going to have to. They're going to have to
100%.
press. They're going to be overworked.
I want to see Fabs playing a few of those balls that he played last
Yeah.
year because he was doing.
Do you know what?
I
There
think,
was-
was it beginning of the season? Was it last season?
No, the beginning of the season.
It was, isn't it? Yeah.
It was like there was a point today
It was
in the
mad.
Bournemouth game where he got the ball and he was like on the half turn, like he was half turn, like 50-50 back to the goal and facing his own goal. And I wanted him to just turn and play that dink pass that I know he can play or that through ball that he likes to see, but he then plays it straight and goes backwards. And I was like,
That's a bit mad.
turn, Fabinho, like you've got it in your locker, like
To do it.
do it, turn and play that pass. If you're gonna get in advanced positions, then you've got to play with that advanced position mentality.
definitely.
You can't go in advanced positions and then play back safe
Yeah.
and then it's back at the back.
No good.
Yeah,
He
it's
was
mad.
to me. He was playing it safe to make sure you get a solid 7 because against Chelsea, let's be honest, like
Solid 7.
Yeah, even that. I think Anyway, I won't dig him up, but he wasn't at his best against Chelsea.
Yeah, on
And I
Tuesday,
think he
yeah.
just today play it safe. Let's move on to the next because I just think everybody's thinking about Wednesday.
Do you know what? Let me just
Everyone's thinking about
cut back today, man. Fucking Trent. I think he had a good game, man. His delivery was off today, man.
For me, it was okay. It was okay. I think we expected more because Robertson went there. Because if you think Millie was what? The guy was up the pitch most of the time. I was like, bro, you're meant to be playing left back, you know.
No, I just felt like not his overall performance. I just think the thing we come to expect from Trent, the great delivery, I just felt like it wasn't there today. That's just my personal feeling, my personal opinion. A couple crosses he hit, one over hit, some hit the first man, didn't go anywhere. Like,
Again, I expect you can't be perfect, so you're gonna have games where you actually don't really hit much. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Do you ever remember Alonso's game against Chelsea? There was a game against Chelsea at the Bridge. Alonso was shocking.
awful.
Xavi was shocking. Yeah, I'm just bringing. But Xavi overall was probably one of the best midfielders we've ever had.
average 8 out of 10.
So that was, you know what I'm saying? But this particular game, he weren't that great. The one thing I was actually surprised with, I thought Stanislas was going to give us more trouble.
He was quiet. For
Yeah,
me. He was
I
quiet
don't
for
know if
me.
he's just that he's coming back from a long layoff that he had, but he didn't really cause him much trouble. And that's the kind of player that can cause Trent problems, them sort of guys. That's what I was worried about. I was worried about Fraser on the other side against Milner because I think, ooh, like, you know what I mean?
Pace-wise, Fraser's got burning, innit?
But do you know what? He used his head today. That's what Milner did, and that's what.
That's what
But I
experience
think,
gives you.
Wilson had a good game too. I think Wilson, with what he was given,
Callum Wilson.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think he had a good game.
He didn't do bad.
Yeah. And big up Millie with the goal save.
Wow.
Jesus.
Oh, see
Wow.
what I'm saying? I'm glad we cut back to it quickly because that it wasn't really off the line, but
still,
it was going in though.
He
wasn't
made-
it?
he could have
he
put
made
that in his own net.
He made it that good. He made it look that easy that he actually got there ahead of it, if you see what I'm saying. And then boom. Otherwise, that's under the crossbar that goes anywhere. Like, you know, like if we could hit it and then come back out, we could hit it and go in. And
Yeah,
now
that
you're
was
too
close.
tourist long.
Yeah, that was close. Yeah, that was definitely close. Yeah, shouts out to Milner. I forgot that. You know what I'm saying?
MOM for me today,
Milner.
100%.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
me.
toss up between him and maybe he fell off in the second half a bit, but I thought Salah was on it today.
Yeah, Salah was good. Yeah, Salah. He got but
I just think his overall, what I thought for me, I'm not disagreeing with yours. It's just what my guy, what he brought to the team today was very much needed. It was like a breath of fresh air. What he brought
it's
today
like it's
to the
Henderson. It's a B-Tech Henderson.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
And it sounds a bit disrespectful to say that because Milner's the more decorated player, but in this. The way our team set up, Milner's the B-Tech, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was needed, definitely, man. Yeah, I'm glad we talked about it. Sometimes I can't remember everything. That's cool, man. You know what I'm saying?
We're
You
there,
know,
brother.
sometimes you know how to remind me.
We're there, boy.
Yeah, you don't forget things. People be out there watching this saying, "Raw,
But they didn't even give him no props,
clearance."
like,
You get me? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, big up to Millie, bruv. But yeah, switching back again to the Champions League. What do you reckon results-wise, man? Let's just give a little prediction out there, man. How do you see it going, Chris?
It's going to be difficult, but we'll do it. We'll do it. I think I don't want us to do extra time because if we do extra time, because you do extra time if it was 2-1 at end of 90, innit? It wouldn't go automatic away goals. They'll do an extra 30, and then
Yeah.
it all comes in.
I had to think there about the away goals for a minute. I was like, yeah.
But I think we'll just about sneak over. I think we'll do it 2-0.
Yeah.
I think we'll do it 2-0.
What are you
I
saying?
think we'll do
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah, but it's gonna. Do you know what I actually think? Yeah, we're gonna go down first though. We're gonna actually go down.
Olympiacos thing, yeah.
Yeah, we will. That will happen unless the team,
Mad.
unless we. I don't know if we're gonna set out a certain way. And what I need for us to do is, for that to happen, we'll come out all guns blazing. That's what will happen. We'll be out there, but I think we'll still be a bit cautious. But if a goal was to go in early against us, I wouldn't be like, oh no. It would be like, okay, let me see now. But hold on, strap in. It's going to be mental. Trust me, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. I'm not here for that.
I'm not here for that. You tell these like that. That's their second name is drama, man. That's all they ever do with us.
What are you saying, host?
2-0.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah, 2-0.
Comfortable. Not comfortable,
Not
but
comfortable.
Sweating.
I see Atletico come in and just sitting.
Yes.
They got their 1-0 lead. They're going to be like, come at us and we'll try and hit you on the counter. Costa up top. They're going to try to hit that ball over the top. You know Costa. Elbows, backing in, all of that stuff. And then get runners off him. Yep. Do you know what I mean? Simple. So I think their main priority would be to sit and probably protect what they got. Hence why the crowd's going to be so important. But I think we'll get the breakthrough, the 1, and then they'll realise, well, we've got to actually play, and that's when we get the 2, and then it's game over for me. That's how I see it.
Louder every time.
Yeah. Come on, the red.
Come
on. Okay, let's go. Sort of back to the Premier League, but about other matters. Let's talk about this whole. We've spoken about it already, but let's talk about coronavirus because it's affecting a lot of things, flights, businesses. Matches in Italy have been cancelled and stuff like that, and there's talk of if it really becomes a thing here, games being played behind closed doors. I mean, they've already eradicated the handshake, which we saw today. They just walk past each other, so there's no handshakes. But how would you feel if our last few games were played behind closed doors? Would that be an anti-climax for you boys in terms of winning the league?
We'll be champions. For me, simple. If you see what's happening in Italy, I'm like, that's a bit mad. Like, and obviously, look, we don't want we want everyone to have good health and all the rest of it. Like, but for us, we waited a long time. Empty stadiums or not, for me personally, we'll be champions. They'll give us a parade when it's all good. When it's all good, we'll get something. Do you understand? But
so that's the other implication. The fact that if this coronavirus keeps spreading and it gets worse, the possibility of the parade being cancelled, you know, because all those public events might be cancelled. Would that be an anticlimax for you, Lee?
I'd have my own on the road.
Straight.
To be fair. Yeah, to be fair, it would annoy me. But you know what annoys me more is that, like, don't get me wrong, somewhere along the line this is meant to be quite serious. But this whole, like, people walking past each other and what are they doing on the pitch? Are they not gripping it up with each other? Are they not like?
Thank you.
Do you know what I mean? It's like it's actually a bit ridiculous.
Okay,
watch after the game. What I'm saying? Watch after the game, everyone hugging and shaking.
I get what you're saying, but I think the reason the rationale behind the handshake is that prolonged contact hand to hand is what passes it on. I don't think that's what I was hearing. I don't think the odd touch here is enough to pass on whatever it is.
But throughout the game, I mean, it's just like for example, people in say an airport, yeah. So you're coming out of Italy. You might have been in an area that didn't have the virus, but you've come through the main Milan airport, wherever it is. And you're coming back on a plane. Now you've got to isolate yourself for 2 weeks because potentially you could have it. But you ain't touched no one. You ain't shook no one's hand. It's just because you come through an area like that. So what I'm saying to you is a player could have it and you touch him and it's just mad, isn't it? Yeah. I can see what they're trying to do because they're trying to show you that, you know, they're taking... But really and truly, come on, man. Yeah. It's 100 and how many people? 170 something. Or I don't know what it is with us at the moment here. How many million of people have we got in England? How many people are flying in and out? Yeah. It's until I see, I'm telling you guys now, until I see airports closed, places closed, and all of that, then I'll go, okay, guys, we have a little bit of a problem here. It's starting, this is actually, where's my mask? It's a big problem. But at the moment, it's just, it is what it is, man. We've had it all, man. Swine flu, anthrax, all that, man. Yeah, man. It's all going to kill you, and it's Let us win the league.
That's it. This is it.
It's a damn conspiracy theory. As soon as it's us, there's a problem.
That's it. World War III wasn't enough. Now they bring
my
this.
God.
Like, they need to relax.
It's like some gun up there's gone, okay, press the red button, boom. Stop these guys winning, you know? It is what it is. Sorry, I have to bring thing to it because I'm not sitting there and stressing over this. This is not, we are still going to this. It's been confirmed as well with Uncle Trev. We're going. We're coming to yours. We're staying.
We'll be there. We'll be there, Trev.
That's
we'll be
all done. Well, that's what we're doing. That ain't changing. I'm sorry. I don't care what you do.
It's not. I didn't want. Like, it's not so much. It's not so much because like the stopping us winning the league. I'm just saying, would it change anything for you in terms of the joy of winning the league? Does it? You know what I mean? Does it?
I know what you're saying.
Does it lessen it?
It takes it away a bit, but. Literally, mate, it don't matter. You could have told me, and I've been in a drain under the roads, and you told me win the league. I'm happy, bro. I'm bouncing up and down. I'm doing my thing. I waited a long time for this. It don't matter where you told me this. It don't matter. I can still be stuck in my house, watching it on the TV.
I will enjoy it.
Yo,
I will enjoy it.
Flipping
I'm going
hell.
in June as well. I'm hitting the museum. I'm doing all of that.
Flipping hell.
Parade or no parade, I'm going. You know what I mean?
I think if you're of a certain generation and you've waited, I mean, my son's 9, and I was saying to him today, I was
Lucky
saying, you know
boy,
what,
man.
son, I've waited like, you know,
Yeah.
near enough, not quite 30 years because I didn't start following Liverpool till like early teens. Yeah. But near enough 30 years for this, son. I said, you're 9 and you've seen Champions Leagues.
Exactly.
And now you're seeing a Premier League trophy going to be lifted. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you're of a certain generation, it won't affect you. No. If you're of the new generation, you might be a bit like,
My son was actually appalled last week. We're not going to go over it, but he was appalled. He was like, we lost? Couldn't
believe it.
That don't happen to us. Like,
what?
That don't happen to us. I said, bro, you know, everybody has 1 or 2, like, so don't worry. I've been doing this for 30 years. So on and off for 30 years.
Oh, gosh. They don't even know they've been born yet, man.
Exactly.
Seriously. But yeah, it's it's the benefit of being young, innit? You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, no, okay, I see your point. It wouldn't be too much of an anticlimax for myself. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, it's been a long time in the offing, so you know, I'll take it however it comes. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And even in things like the press, people are saying, you know, if Liverpool only win the Premier League, it's not a good season for them. I'm like, what? When this season started, what would have been the first? You know, there would have been a number 1, 2, 3, 4 on the board. What would have been the first thing on that board? Yeah, would have been the Premier League.
Win the league.
So
even if it was goal difference, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. So for me, season done. Objective 2, 3, and 4. That's bonuses.
Yeah.
Like it's ludicrous for people to actually be saying that this will be a bad season if Liverpool only win the Premier League. Like what?
But that's all just to get you riled up, and obviously. Like we just spoke about in terms of generations, there's certain generations who they'll rise to that bait. For me, I'm not even gonna start comparing and saying, but our team, we got this much points and this, that, and I don't care. At the end of the day, you bantered us about Blackburn, you bantered us about Chelsea, but they had hella money. You bantered us about City, and we've had to sit there and watch. You've even bantered us about Leicester. Saying, how's Peter Schmeichel going to have a kid? He grows up and still get a championship before you win the thing. We're about to win
even
the
you
league.
Just saying that hurt me, you know?
Brother.
It's deep.
They were mocking.
It's deep.
Now, once we've won it, listen, you all better, we're all warning you now. You best run and hide. That's it. That's it.
Problem.
Yeah, no, we've had tough times, but
fair enough.
For you to win it and to win it at the distance that we've done and whatever else, and the spankings that we've given teams and VAR's come in, you said it's helping us, and then you even today tried to mug us off and no, we won. That's it. That's it.
Don't forget that home record at the moment that we got is mad. We've just for the
22. Bro.
Yeah.
22.
That's the top one now in English football. You know?
We are. We're still breaking records on our way in it. But I'm here for records and having the best Premier League season. But ultimately, as long as the trophy comes straight,
we take it
straight. Right, last thing before we wrap this show up, man. Eric Dier against Norwich.
Yes. Yeah.
In the FA Cup, he jumps into the crowd, rightly or wrongly.
What's the context?
This is right. The context is it's a little bit unclear. The facts for me, so don't 100% quote me. But apparently there was some abuse going on in the stands, and his little brother was in the mix of it. And I'm not sure. What I'm assuming happened is maybe Tottenham's fans thought Eric had a bad game or something. I don't know. So they've maybe started abusing him, and obviously the little brother's piped up, and it's all kicked off. Personally, that's my personal opinion because for me, from what I've seen the videos and stuff, it's unclear as to what was going on. There wasn't a fight.
Yeah.
He's just gone up there to get his brother out of a situation.
Because at first they said that the people, I think they were saying, but then after that it come out that it wasn't that, it was just for his bro. Right. Go first, mate.
So, no, the question I'm asking is, was he right or wrong to do what he done?
It's his family. Obviously, it sets a precedent, and the FA have to deal with whatever they want to deal with and hand out whatever punishment they choose to.
Should there be a punishment?
In my view, no, because I think players shouldn't have to worry that their family is not safe. That's ridiculous. We're paying to go and watch them entertain us. What has their family got to do with it? Why do you feel that because they may have not performed to your liking that you now can abuse their family? Right? You go on the pitch and try and do what they do. Go on. You can't. So don't abuse their family.
The abuse, do you think the abuse fans give to players at football matches is right? Do you think it's something that should be done about it? Or is it just all part and parcel?
Do you know what? It's part of the game, innit? It's sad as it sounds. Really and truly, that's part of the money. That comes with the package, innit? So really, a player's gonna get abuse. You're gonna get stuff like that. Me personally, I see and I agree with you on this fact of him going into the crowd and obviously going to try and thing his brother. It's just a natural thing to do. If that's your blood. That's your love, regardless. Even if it was when his brother could be his good friend. Like I see you in there, and I'm jumping in there straight away because I want to make sure you're all right. But at the same time, really, I'm thinking where you should actually be is in a box or amongst the other players.
But
no,
why?
But what it is, it's called. But really and truly, you shouldn't have to do that. But it's a precaution. I want to make sure that you're safe watching a game. Now you could be watching. If they didn't know you're my friend or you're my thing, they might be calling me things, and you might be smart enough to know, well, it's a horrible crowd there. Me saying something there, it could get a bit things. So you just leave it. You come in and you go to me, oh, you know what, Lee? They were like, they're having don't worry, it's part and parcel of the game. It's cool. I didn't have a great game today, so they're entitled to their opinion. But they're not entitled to put their hands on you. But I would rather you not be in that situation for them to be able to put their hands on you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I see your point, but
Go on.
I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say
No,
it.
say it.
Any real football fan knows that you watch a game, you want to be in the stands. I mean,
of course you do.
Before we started the podcast, we spoke about hospitality.
Yes.
And whilst it's nice, when the actual game starts, we all want to be on the terraces because that's where the atmosphere is. That's where the game's at.
100%.
So as your friend or Eric Dier's brother, I want to watch the game in the best place possible. So I think Eric Dier's brother should have been smart enough not to have himself acknowledged as to who he was.
Cool.
Unless he really looks like Eric Dier. Secondly, if there are things being said, I think you do have to just ignore it.
Yes.
But
you're in amongst your own people.
That's the
one that kills me.
Yeah, that is the worrying thing, that he was amongst Tottenham fans. He was amongst Tottenham fans, and it got to a point where Eric Dier felt he had to go up and get him. That's a little bit worrying.
Amongst your own, man, that's mad.
I don't think I could ever see Liverpool fans turning.
Some would switch on you if you try to move mad like that. They'd call you out. I mean, they do it on social media. Someone I think was abusing Fabinho's wife this week, and they just called them out. They were like, right, if we can get their details, tell their employers, and you know what I mean, do what you got to do. So even more so in the stadium, you start moving mad. I think there's gonna be enough people, the club that we are, and the injustices that we faced, people will call you out.
I mean, you know what my thing is this, everyone has a player in the team that sometimes they think is shit or isn't good enough, And if you're in the crowd and you're there, I'm just going to say for argument's sake, I'm a Spurs fan for the argument here, and I'm watching, Derek Dier, he is shit, he's diabolical. And then this dude now says to me, nah, he ain't, he's da-da-da-da-da. That's my brother. Now, to be fair, I've paid my money here now, and I can air my view. As long as I ain't being like racist or
Yeah,
thing like that,
yeah,
I can air my view.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to say something to me, that's up to you, innit? You can say what you want to say to me, but I'm not going to say, oh, sorry, it's your brother, I didn't mean that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now, sometimes it can come into that.
Yeah, because
So-
it's not personal, is it?
No.
Because we don't actually
It's
know
not.
these players
No.
as
Yeah, yeah,
people.
exactly.
So we can only judge them on
Yeah.
what we perceive as good or bad
100%.
on the pitch. And I think you're right. We, as football fans, we pay our money,
Yes.
our subscriptions, X, Y, and Z. So we're entitled to our opinions. And I
100.
think that's fine. I'm all for people giving their opinions, but it should never get to the point where that
man's having to
person's
jump in.
relative feels unsafe and he's had to jump in.
It's crazy.
And I think. Personally, I think the FA shouldn't go anywhere near it. I think
Facts.
anyone in that situation is gonna.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know the problem I think Dier has? The problem for Dier is he's entered the crowd, and when you do something like that, remember, even with like,
It's after the game, mind as well. You know.
yeah, but it's still they're gonna talk about it being for safety reasons, for this, that, and the third. if it's okay for him to do it, if someone else does it, and it's kind of similar circumstances, and
that's
something
it.
happens
That's it.
from it,
It's a
then
problem.
what? Because
It's a
it's
problem.
like you've got to set it out now that he's probably gonna get punished, but it might not be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he might get a slap on the wrist for it, innit? Do you see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it wouldn't stop. Even if he got whatever happened to him, if I see my family or friend or whoever it is that's come to watch me, and I wouldn't even think twice. I'll just go in
That's
there and
it.
do what I got to do. It's not going to stop you.
The one thing, I mean, we've all seen it, the coverage, but he doesn't swing at anyone.
No.
All he does, he grips his brother,
Yeah.
says to the security man,
Yeah.
that's my brother.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
where
yeah.
you're taking me,
Yeah.
he's coming.
Yeah.
That's the vibe
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah,
from
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
all he's done is enter the crowd.
Yeah.
Now let's be honest, people go enter the crowd to give shirts and whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
Slap the fine on
Yeah.
him. Boom, because he didn't do anything wrong
Yeah,
in that
yeah,
regard.
yeah. Just make sure he's
You know,
all right.
That's it. If you go in there, you start swinging and you're doing Eric
Yeah, it's
Cantona. Now that's
different.
different.
Yeah.
Mad man.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think you're right. I hope the powers that be see sense and it's not
Yeah.
to. You know what I mean? Because I mean, at the end of the day, like as much as I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm a human first, and I'm a
right.
football fan,
That's
and
right.
I can sympathise with Eric Dier. And I mean, I'm all for giving players abuse, especially opposition players,
Facts.
because it's part and parcel of the game. You want to try and put them off. I don't do it because I hate John Terry when he played or whatever. I don't know John Terry, but I want you to have the shittest game of your life when you're
Facts.
playing my team.
Raheem
So
Sterling.
exactly, Raheem Sterling. Like I got nothing but admiration for the kid. Do you know what I mean? But when he comes to Anfield, mate, I will
gotta
say
get it.
whatever it is, as long as it's not
That's right.
racist or
Yeah,
X,
yeah.
Y, and Z. I'll say
right.
whatever it is to put him off.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't think you can really take that out of the game. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, people's safety, man. You can't have people feeling like they're not safe. Do you know what I mean?
And that's why I say with players getting paid what they get paid, they deserve every penny, because it's what goes on in the stands. It doesn't just stop there. You could be driving in the car with your family and someone pulls up alongside you and calls you.
Bro, social
And
media.
it is what it is.
We
That's what I'm
remember
saying.
what happened to Carragher.
Yeah, there you go. But
bro.
it happens.
So social
It
media,
doesn't
bro,
stop.
it doesn't stop. Once the game's finished, it's
Yeah.
like they turn on their phone, their notifications
That's it.
probably
Yeah.
go
That's
crazy,
it.
bro.
It don't stop.
You
It
know what
don't
I'm
stop. So
saying?
it comes part and parcel. You should get paid for the kind of you got to go through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Okay. Oh, well, cool, man. Yeah, man. Well, that's it, man. We have reached
stuff,
the
sir.
end.
Good
Quick,
stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
Jesus,
time
time
goes
flies.
when you're having fun, innit? You know what I'm
Trust me.
saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. All in all, man, it's good to be back on track.
Definitely.
I don't feel like we was off the track, but you know what I mean. It's good to get the 3 points under our belt, man. And we go again Wednesday, man. You know what I'm saying? See what happens
Looking
then.
forward to it.
3 games away.
Yes.
From a moment that I've been. Listen. Oh.
Again, we might not need to play again.
Listen.
Might be done.
For me,
Might be done.
I just look at it like.
If they lose, they have to lose both these games. Though,
Yeah,
at
they
least.
do.
For it to really
fair,
switch.
yeah,
To be honest, I'm always looking at it.
Us,
It's,
yeah.
Yeah.
Look up.
It's in
Yeah,
our
I'd rather
thing.
look at it. It's in our
Yeah,
hands,
it's
yeah.
us. So while it's in our hands, yeah,
Keep doing it.
3 more.
That's it. That's it. Hey.
Finger licking good, baby.
Listen, guys.
Sorry, lads.
Remember
Gas.
to like, share, subscribe, throw some comments down. You know what I'm saying? The socials are up there. You know what I'm saying? Follow us. If you want to join the WhatsApp group, DM us. You know, all that good stuff, man. But as always, I've been your boy Slim. Chris with us today.
Yep, it's been a pleasure as always.
And Bajan Bruce.
Bajan Bruce in the building.
Hey, listen, guys. Until the next time, we out. Yeah.
Peace.
All right.